kiitos. Hyvää perjantai-päivää, hyvät naiset ja herrat. Tervetuloa vuoden 2014 Ropeconiin. Sehän on järjestyksessään 21. ja sen teemana on valta. Tämän avajaistilaisuuden pääasiallinen juontokieli on englanti, joten sillä jatkammekin tästä eteenpäin.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, great old ones and wee folk, welcome.
My name is Ines.
And my name is Aarne.
And this here is the 21st consecutive Ropecon. This year, the theme of Ropecon is power. And here, the power is dealt in the cards and cast in the dice, and it's imposed in the process of immersion.
It is a privilege to see you here in such large numbers, for it is the audience that makes any convention an event to remember.
Not to mention our awesome guests of honor.
Right you are. And speaking of which, we would like to introduce them to you. First up, a game designer and a Kickstarter powerhouse from New York, Mr. Luke Crane.
Give it up!
Welcome, Mr. Crane.
Kiitos, Ropecon.
I had the privilege of meeting you yesterday evening, so we are already close buddies, of course, but I would like to ask for the audience, first up, how have you been doing?
Very well, thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you yesterday. We are the best of friends.
Yes, of course. And what are you looking forward to in Ropecon?
LARPing.
Excellent. My favorite pastime. And since I think that we have a lot of in common, I think that you are a man of many names. I, for example, have many nicknames, from very pejorative to very kind and very, well, naughty. But what is your favorite nickname?
Well, in high school, my favorite nickname was Lucifer.
Of course. Of course. So I was about to ask you about your games. I have a friend who actually was very interested in Burning Wheel. He says he doesn't understand it at all, but it's the best game he doesn't understand at all. How do you feel about that?
Sounds like Finnish to me.
Yes, exactly. You see, this man understands us. But please give up to him. Many applause, Mr. Luke Crane. Thank you.
Thank you. And next, for our other guest of honor, we have the head designer for the games War Machine, Hordes, and Iron Kingdoms, Mr. Jason Souls. Please, would you join us here?
Welcome, Mr. Souls.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
So, I didn't have time to speak to you yesterday at the pre-party, but pre-organizing event. So, what are you? How have you been? We of course see that you have been indoctrinated into the Finnish landscape already. So,
I'm doing great. We had an incredible day. It's been wonderful.
And you were from Boston?
Seattle.
Seattle, yes, of course. I have of course made myself very intimate into your affairs, but I would like to ask you what was the reason that you started doing bronze art? I went to your DeviantArt and saw that it was full of fantastic and also very Stygian forms.
Thank you. It was always a medium I was interested in working in, and I finally had the opportunity to do so. And I love working metal, so.
Yes, metal is a very important thing, the Finns in music, in working and all of that. What are you going to be doing here in Ropecon? What is your main event, so to speak?
Playing War Machine.
A very good choice. And well, you seem to be in a positive way, a peculiar man. What was the strangest job that you have ever had?
Wizards of the Coast once used me as a packing material.
Yes, I can see how that leads to War Machine. So thank you a lot, and I hope you enjoy the Ropecon as much as we enjoy you being here. You both of you. Yes, thank you. You can see both of our guests during this weekend respectively. See details from the program page 12 and 13. Just a moment.
The golden dragon is gone.
Siis lohari on mennyt vai?
Joo.
Siis lohari on kadonnut. Mihin se... Hei, moi.
Mitä me tehdään?
En mä tiedä, meidän pitää löytää nyt joku.
No mikä joku?
No tilataan joku.
No, sä voi tilata tyyppiä sille, hei, painan pizza onlineista nappulaa ja hikikomeron ovelle ilmestyy pizza. Ei se toimi niin.
Pulman poistajat ry. Me tilataan...
Mikä?
No, se on Turussa semmonen firma, mä tiedän, mä asun siellä. Noniin, niin.
Luotto on kova.
Mut me ei voida kertoa tässä kunniavierelle, siis ajatella mikä häpeä.
Joo, okei.
Okei, mut...
Noniin, nyt vaan smoothista.
Me pitäis jatkaa varmaan.
Fist bump. Hey! Oh. Now, where were we? Yes, just to take your minds off of any old negative thing, just anything at all that might or might not have happened just now. We have a convenient guest speaker here to tell you a little bit about posterity.
Posterity, yes, never despair. Panu, Alku, also known as Ego, is here.
Yes, welcome.
As I look over this crowd and I listen to your applause, it's quite clear that most of you don't know who I am. Now, don't get me wrong, that's not a bad thing. Because 20 years ago, when a bunch of 20-somethings gathered under the arches of Paasitorni, everybody knew who I was, or at least knew someone who knew who I was. And that's not a boast, it's just the state of the scene at the point. After all, you know, we were childish people who still played with toy soldiers or went into the forest and dressed up like Tolkien. But that was the kind thought. There were, of course, those who knew that all role players are Satanists, learning actual spells from their handbooks. And LARPs were, well, wild orgies or recruitment tools for neo-Nazis. Media had headlines like Kirvesmurhaa yrittänyt oli roolipelien tappaja. That's right, a would-be axe murderer had played a fighter in a role-playing game. And if, by chance, a role player was somehow interviewed somewhere, the first question would inevitably be, could you briefly tell me what these role-playing games are about? So obviously there was a need for Ropecon, for a place where we all could gather and do the stuff we loved, surrounded by people who, if not accepted, just as the card gamers, then at least understood. And Ropecon was a success, as evidenced by the rapid initial growth, and also by the fact that many of those visitors then signed up as workers and eventually, you know, became organizers, forcing us old-timers abruptly to the curb. No, I didn't say that. Allowed us veterans to gracefully retire. And you know, time passed. We grew older, if in body, if not necessarily in spirit. We got jobs, some have children, and what's very gratifying is that some of those children are here today. So, you know, we gamers turned out all right. But something else also happened, something which makes me think that we don't need a Ropecon anymore. I mean, consider this. During the past 20 years, Ropecon has become an established part of our cultural heritage. Game design is taught in schools, it's studied in universities. gamification is a buzzword, and financial media have articles detailing the rapid growth of the games industry. We gamers don't need a Ropecon to hide in because we have won. We have broken out, are leading the way. We have triumphed. So, I suggest that Ropecon from now on is a celebration to that triumph for many years to come. And as my final words, I would just like to say thank you to all you wonderful people who over the years have always filled Ropecon with such wonders. It's been amazing and humbling to see the kind of skill and dedication that produces all these marvels year after year. And I'm proud to have been part of it. It has been one hell of an adventure. In fact, it has been the best adventure ever. And I used the 3-dot system. Got them. The adventure goes on, but at this point, you all get a level. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ego.
Thank you.
Now we have presented you with a dazzling duo of guests of honor and amazed you with our skills in public speaking. Yes, and of course we have confounded you with a guest speaker. Now it is time to take our bow for the time being and let you run amok.
As previously mentioned, the theme for Ropecon 2014 is power. So, by the powers vested in me.
In us.
Yes, in us. I pronounce you con and visitors. You may kiss the bride.
What? Yes. Now, off with you lot. Go and do something exhilarating. Off you go!
Hyvää Ropeconia.
Nyt täytyy pukeutua ja buffot teroittaa. Saaropil heittää lämää ja hippoi verottaa. On mulla fiilis aivan voittamaton, sillä vain kerran vuodessa on Ropecon, Ropecon. Hyvin roolit kun pelittää. Täydy sääntöjä ei selittää. Lyödään miekalla korttia kohti avaruusporttia. Nyt täytyy eläytyä ja fikut leikata. Sääkivet paperoida ja paprut leikata. On mulla riemu aivan loppumaton, miksi vain kerran vuodessa on Ropecon, Kawaii, rare of game. Kawaii, rare of game. Expa. Kawaii, rare of game. Kawaii, rare of game. Expa. Saanks mä kertoo mun hahmosta? Heitin 30 D-kutosta. Alta lateksi korsetin. Minä apua morsetin. Ropecon. Nyt täytyy päästä pakoon, mua kutsuu hiittinen. On pakko onnistua ja heittää kriittinen. Kasuri, Armageddon, Don, Expa, Kawaii, Rare of Game, Expa, Off, Game, Kawaii, Rare of Game, Kawaii, Rare of Game, Expa.
Ropecon.